Will I have to pay tax on tenant relocation assistance money from the city? Anxious W3 ERD 0, weird name. So I might be getting some relocation assistance money from the city because of some law that will cause my rent to increase because some affordable units program is expiring. Doesn't sound like they quite know all the details here. It's just some program. Will I have to pay tax on this assistance money when I file taxes next year? Thanks. This is in the U.S., by the way. So, well, first let me say this. If this was from the landlord, right, which it's not, but if it was from the landlord, for example, here in Los Angeles, if a landlord kicks you out of a unit, right, without cause, right, there's a few narrow exceptions where a landlord can do that, then they have to pay you money as relocation assistance. Okay, right, kind of just pulling it up here. Right, under the rent stabilization ordinance, and landlords required to pay monetary assistance payments to tenants being evicted through no fault of their own, such as for one of these reasons that permits a landlord to evict a tenant, even if the tenant is not at fault for, say, non-payment of rent or something like that. So in those cases, if it's a landlord paid thing, under Revenue Ruling 82-106, yes, it's an oldie, right? It's like 43 years old from 1982, but that's generally taxable. Okay, payments, made by a landlord are to a tenant to relocate are taxable. The relocation assistance benefits paid in this case by landlords to tenants under a municipal ordinance are includable in the gross income of the tenants under 61 of the code. Okay. Yeah, the possible argument against that is in Revenue Ruling 76-373, which I think is more relevant to the question at hand here. This revenue ruling, okay, concerns relocation payments from the government, okay, from the government, which is different. And here's kind of what IRS counsel, their thinking here was. The IRS has consistently held that payments made under legislatively provided social benefit programs for the promotion of general welfare are not includable in a recipient's gross income. Okay? Now, the payments that were directly at issue in this revenue ruling were payments due to a federal law. Okay? It sounds like our questioner here, it seems to be a city code thing. But I would still say that this revenue ruling is applicable. Okay, this is a legislatively provided social benefit program for the promotion of the general welfare. Right, it is for the promotion of the general welfare that the city is paying Anxious W30, whatever your name is, money, rather than them now being their rent being jacked up because the affordable units program in their city is ending, right? They want to be able to afford the new rent. They're going to be on the street, whatever. So this is for the general welfare, and it is provided by a government, in this case, a city. That's in contrast to relocation assistance payments made by a landlord, okay? Because they're not made by a government entity, and it's not a substitute for payments traditionally made by a government entity. Okay. Now, so with the limited information that we have here, okay, very limited information about what exactly this is, it's some law, right? Because some affordable units program is expiring, right? So we have to actually look at what that law is and what is actually driving the nature of these payments and what this some program is you're referring to. But my hunch is it would be a defensible position on a tax return to say that such payments would fall and be treated similar to the payments about which Revenue Ruling 76-373 from, 49 years ago pertains to, would be not taxable, okay, not includable in the gross income of the recipients. If you actually have an issue like this, right, you're actually dealing with this right now, and we could, you could hire us. We could have a tax attorney look into it. Look at the statute here, not just these revenue rulings, compare it to whatever is a statutory basis for the payments you're receiving. And we can prepare the taxes as well based on whatever position our attorney takes. So that's something to keep in mind if you want us to draft a memo for you or something like that. Anyway, folks, that's it for today. That's it for now. Thanks so much for watching. Other videos here on the left-hand side of the screen. Reach out to Choice Tax Relief for all your tax problems and all your tax questions. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I'll see you the next one. Bye-bye.